Okay, we got the converging of all of our black crows. This is a great shot and perfect. They're eating a delicious rice concoction, rice and peanuts and nutritional yeast. And I just threw some oyster oil into that too, from canned oysters. And Chris whips up a batch of this crazy rice and he throws everything in there, and they love it. Let's get it. Oh, damn. Yeah, see how sensitive they are? Oh, why? Because Dunchie showed up? Dunchie, you just gonna eat oyster rices now and just be mean?
Gonna be me.
Dunchie looks like he's wearing an oyster hat. What has he got on his head? What's Dunchie got on his head? Oh, he's gone. I want to thank you again. Oh, don't thank me. My God. It's not every day somebody gets shot in Stonehenge or wherever the fuck that is. I don't know why I can't ever get that name right. Sunnybrook Farms. Where was Sandy Hook? Right, that's all right. I used to say it very proudly as Daniel too. I go to Sandy Hook. Oh, like Sandy, yeah. Huh. Yeah, you really look like watching those home movies too. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. That kid had such a happy life. You had a happy life as that kid. Yeah. Yeah, it was charmed. I sure didn't. That's the thing. I didn't go off to school that day thinking, gee, it's time for me to, end my time here. This is the blueprint, and I guess maybe I'll get shot today. But, okay, go ahead. This is interesting. His parents talked about this. The fact that the kid was an empath, Daniel Barden. And on the last day of his life, before he went on his way to school, his older brother and sister were getting on the school bus, and he said to his mother, I want to go, let's go to their bus stop. I want to say goodbye to Natalie and James, and I want to tell them I love them. Out of the clear blue, he never did this before, this kid. 7-year-old kid. And his mother was like, yeah, all right, let's go if they really want to do that. Because he was so adorable, and he was always coming up with oddball things to do. And they nurtured his the way he was. And so they took him to say goodbye to his brother and sister and give them a big hug. And that is very telling right there that was John. I mean, that's the spirit of an ascended master. They said this kid was like, so he didn't know, he did not know he was going to get shot that day. Just like John didn't know he was going to get shot that day either in 1980. But they know something in their soul directs them. And that kid's soul knew that memory, his brother and sister would need that memory to get them through what they were about to go through in losing him in this hideous way. I mean, could you just fucking imagine? So John has been showing me. So we watched the Father's Promise about the father of Daniel Barden, and he's a virtuoso, amazing guitarist, Mark Barden. Look him up. Mark Barden music. He's like right up there with Clapton, and he's fucking great. Yeah. And a lot of big names know of him because he's made his living as a working musician in studio sessions, and there are those guys too. These unsung hero guys, names that you would never recognize. And Mark Barden has been doing that his whole life. It's how he supported his family, a session player and so his kids learned really early on. They were in a band together, like they looked like the Partridge Family, the three little ones and the dad in the garage, and they all were talented. And the girl, Natalie, really has a beautiful singing voice. what I was getting to was that this is like it's mind-boggling, but this is how the big picture works when you reincarnate and you figure out your life between incarnations. And when John crossed over to the other side after being John Lennon, his first response to the ascended masters and the mother and father was, "I don't want to go back down. I really don't want to go back down." But slowly but surely, because mother and father will never pressure you if you feel you've done the best you could have done. John is zooming in on that, the way the sun is hitting that leaf up there. That's beautiful. And but they said, okay, it's your choice. But then as time went on, his soul progression was at a plateau because he had just not experienced enough. He was just shy of experiencing enough. And one of the things that he had never really experienced fully was a charmed life as a child, where you are so wanted and planned for and loved and nurtured and, did I say cherished? It doesn't matter. They cherished this kid. And Daniel was definitely not a spoiled kid for it. He was an extraordinary soul. And they kept saying he was a very old soul. He was not like the other two kids. The other two kids are great. You can see they're fantastic kids. He was different. So when God gave John the chance to come back down, he said, you don't have to stay down there long. But you should experience that. Because we're here to experience. Yes. We are here to experience for God. This is what he wants us to do. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. America the beautiful. This is what happened. This kid got shot, but he had 7 amazing years with a family that couldn't have been more of a blessing. And he, in their lives, such a blessing. And he continues to be a blessing because he is picking up where John Lennon, the legacy of John Lennon, left off. They are picking up the ball and pushing for this gun reform that just kind of got swept under the rug and always gets swept under the rug. But these parents of these kids, and especially Daniel's father, who was in the forefront of this, putting on concerts and raising awareness through his suffering and his story of losing his son. They're doing something. They're making a change. I don't think guns should be for sale for anybody. I don't think guns are the answer for anything. I don't believe in hunting even. I don't believe nothing. Guns are not good. But they're not going to go away. So they have to work on not making them so available to every lunatic who decides they want to have a gun. And that's what Daniel's father is doing. And if he wasn't doing that right now, I don't know, would someone else be doing it? I don't know if they'd be doing it with the the success and the it's slow moving, but it's happening. So that's the big picture. So this is like John's life continuing through this child, and this child's life ending in a similar way in order to make this happen. So God and mother said to you, they said you don't have to stay down there long. And the time that you'll be there will be really, really happy and joyful. And then you come back. Because you don't really want to go back down. You don't. But they showed me this life and what it could be for me as Daniel. But they didn't show me how you would cross over. Right, because there's no way they could have known that. It unfolds according to humanity, the state of humanity. Right, all right. Sometimes it's harsher than we would like it to be, especially for the families left behind. Right. Oh, I wish it didn't have to be like that. Yeah. Well, we're working on a universal peace that will make this not be the case, but Rome wasn't built right. Rome wasn't built in a day. And I wish I had more answers, Lena, that I could tell you everything's going to be great in 5 minutes. I can't tell you that. But I can tell you that if I had to do everything that I've done up until now over again in order to be where I am right now in the big picture, I would. I would do it all over again. Exactly how it happened. I would do it all over again. And maybe you don't realize it, but so would you. Mm. So, thank you, John. And I would highly recommend. I do highly recommend checking out Mark Barden music, and also viewing the amazing 2023 documentary. Made it just about a year ago. It was released. A Father's Promise. It is powerful. It's amazing, and the little boy in it is John. So yeah, he's been checking us out. Amazing. It's like, yeah, you always knew there was something different about your kid, right? He's fucking John Lennon. And I don't think they would argue with that at this point. No, I don't think so either. They're not arguing with it. And it's the blog is getting like crazy. It's blowing up since this announcement. Yeah. Did not see this coming. It happened I got this bit of information on Halloween, and it's been crazy ever since. Yeah. But and it is very hard to. John hasn't shown me much as Daniel during the day of the shooting, but he has shown me very quick flashes of the chaos in the classrooms, and the teachers shoving the kids into the closets. And Christ almighty. All my birds left. What happened? Was it something I said? They ate it all. Yeah, it's all gone.
Is it all gone?
It looks like it's all gone. Chris, they were like vampires, or they're vultures. They are vultures. They are kind of vulturish. Those blackbirds, aren't they black? They're kind of vulture-y. Yeah. Oh, I just seen Blackie the squirrel running down the block. What's he doing running down the block? It looks stupid when he's running down the sidewalk. Like he's just looking for trouble. Stay here in your yard, Blackie. And then we're looking for our little white, our little squirrel with white icing on its head. We named it Cupcake. We got a great film of Cupcake the other day, and the camera blew up, and we never got to take the picture. But we have a new squirrel, and her name is Cupcake. She's got silver hair, not silver, white hair on a gray head and white back and shoulders. It's pretty. So how do you feel, honestly, looking at the people who are your mother, father, sister, brother? It's very heartwarming. And again, it's to me, I've been helping them all along, and I've been guiding them all along, whether they realize, that it's Daniel. I think that they do. And I think that they do see signs, and they understand that it is their brother and their child. Of course, they really would not know that it was the same energy as John Lennon. And that's the reason for this whole revelation. I just really want to thank you again, and it's okay, John. Yeah, And again, the feeling that I had very much so while watching the video with you was I was very proud of them, and I felt really like I felt like a teenager introducing his girlfriend to his parents. That's what it felt like to me, showing you them, and this was my family. This family here, and they really loved me a lot. Extraordinary family, incredible story of the Bardens, and the beat goes on. They continue, and you and on the last day of your life as Daniel, you were a drummer. You were the drummer in the family band, the little baby, the little drummer boy. On the last day of your life, after saying goodbye to your older brother and sister as they left for school, just before you were getting ready to leave for your school, you asked your father, "Can you start teaching me how to play the piano?" Mm-hmm. And your father was so excited, and he sat down and gave you your first lesson before he took you to school. And he said you took it you took to it like you had been playing for a while already, and you were so good. And he said, "Wow, this kid really has the knack. He's gonna be a great musician, this kid." Watch the documentary, because there's a whole bunch of things that you'll see, and it's really amazing. And I wouldn't have known about any of this stuff. Bless you. I wouldn't have known about any of this stuff. I was like, you can't make this stuff up. I had no knowledge. I had no knowledge of the Sandy Hook massacre. It all, because you know why? There's so much gun violence in the schools that it all blends to me. I never paid a lot of attention to it. Like I said, at the time that the massacre took place in Sandy Hook, Christopher had cancer at the exact same time. He was in surgery, actually, right around that time. So I was not watching the news. I wasn't. And I wasn't paying attention to any of that stuff. I was all wrapped up in what was going on in my life here in 2012. That's how it goes. It's overwhelming. It's very powerful, the psychic thing, and that's why you feel so exhausted. That's the only reason. You're not dying, please. Yeah, he's got me watching a video then last night. I said, "Is this supposed to make me feel better? Of some nun dying of cancer?" I was like, "John, I have cancer now, you're telling me." Well, the chronic pain and the exhaustion, no. I want you to watch these videos for the spirit. What's the name of that? It's called A Good Death, I believe. I think it's called A Good Death, and it's a inspirational documentary about this nun that is dying of cancer. She knows she's dying, and she wants to make the most out of her life at the end. She doesn't want anybody feeling bad. So we're watching that now. And we're going to finish it, right? Yeah, we'll finish it. If you promise me one thing. What? Stop thinking you have cancer. All right, I don't have cancer. Great. It's great news.